My name is Matt Geary, and I'm the Republican nominee for Henrico Commonwealth's attorney. I have two opponents in this race, and ultimately this race comes down to experience. The 306,000 citizens of Henrico County deserve a prosecutor who has experience, who can lead from day one, who does not need a learning curve, who doesn't need to learn on the job, who has experience in managing a Commonwealth's attorney's office, a multi-million-dollar budget, and handling the policy questions that come into place when you have to manage such an office. I'm the only candidate in this race who has done that. For approximately 3.5 years, I was the Chief Deputy Commonwealth Attorney in the City of Richmond. During that period of time, I managed the day-to-day operations of an office with approximately 100 employees, a $5.5 million budget, and that dealt with some of the most serious crime this area has ever seen. In fact, 2 days before my first day as a prosecutor, we had 6 murders in the City of Richmond. Myself and the new Commonwealth's attorney, Mike Herring, went to that scene, and we started becoming prosecutors before we'd even been sworn in. Many of you remember that day, January 1st, 2006. The Harvey family were murdered in their home. The Casper family later that day, murdered in their home. 6 people viciously murdered January 1st, 2006. Later that week on Thursday, the Baskerville family, 3 additional people were killed. There was no time for a learning curve for me. There was no time to learn on the job. I had to lead from day one, and that's exactly what I did. In each of the cases of those people who committed those vicious crimes, I prosecuted them along with another prosecutor in the office, and in each case received either a sentence of life without parole, where the defendant will die in prison, or the death penalty. Neither of my opponents have ever handled a capital murder case. I handled 8 as a defense attorney, 3 as a prosecutor. In the 8 as a defense attorney, none of my clients ever received the death penalty. In the 3 I prosecuted in the Commonwealth Attorney's Office in the city, life without parole, meaning they'll both die in prison, and ultimately the death penalty. In that situation, that individual will be executed, I believe, next year. I have the experience to lead this office. As I said, I managed the day-to-day operations in Richmond. I handled the budget, the human resources, training, asset forfeiture, scheduling, all the things that go into running an office that deals with crimes of the magnitude that we did in the city. But crime is not limited to simply urban areas. It's also in the suburbs. We have crime in Henrico County, Chesterfield County, Goochland County, and Hanover. It may not be as severe. It's not necessarily on the same level, but it can happen anytime, anywhere. In fact, in Henrico County, we currently have a capital murder case pending, set for trial next August. Neither one of my opponents is qualified to prosecute that case. That's because they don't have the experience or the training to handle it. So if either of them were elected Commonwealth's attorney, they would have to rely on someone else in the office to prosecute that case. I don't. From the moment I'm elected and take office, I'll be working on that case and all the other important cases in the office to ensure that justice is done for everyone involved. This position is far, far too important to let partisan politics get in the way. This is not a partisan job. My job is just like the police chief's. I'm here to represent all the law-abiding citizens of Henrico County. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, a Tea Party member, or have no affiliation. If you're a law-abiding citizen, I'm here to help you. If you're a criminal, I'm going to put you in prison. I am a Republican because I believe in small government, less regulation, and lower taxes. But that doesn't mean that I'll be a Republican prosecutor. Just like someone else might not be a Democratic prosecutor. I will simply be your prosecutor, and I will make sure that justice is done in every case. Because this is such an important position, we can't let partisan politics decide who wins. The citizens of Henrico County need to look at the experience of the 3 candidates. When you do, when you go to mattgeary.com and look at my experience, look at my resume versus that of my 2 opponents, you will see that my experience, the qualifications that brought me to run for this office, make me the best candidate for this job. In fact, makes me the only qualified candidate for this job. I look forward to meeting you, and I look forward to getting your vote on November 8th and to being your Commonwealth's attorney January 1st of 2012. Thank you.